go to that. So okay, let us start with a brief introduction with the Pantech. Pantech has origin on 2004. There are almost 7 branches, 100 plus employees, and we have conducted around 1200 workshops. So we have our own R&D and faculty. We have conducted a lot of faculty development programs, and we also conduct hands-on training workshops, internships for college students as well as staffs. So we have also included the short-term courses, value-added courses. We also provide academic project trainings, and this is sponsored by IETE, Institution of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineers. So it has been origined on the year of 1953. There are 64 sub-centers and 1,25,000 members. Government of India has recognized that it as an scientific and industrial research organization. So they conduct lot of conferences, workshops, exhibitions, etc. So they also provide regarding educations like guiding classes such as technical classes, and they support like this technical workshops, webinars, seminars, etc. So table of contents, today we will be looking at objectives, how image processing is done, and what are the methodology is applicable, and why image processing has come into a technical side of field. Like other than photography, there are many other things which we should learn in image processing. Okay, so for basic image processing, it is included in artificial intelligence. So when we speak about that, why that artificial intelligence, in the sense, we have seen our past one of the webinars such as machine learning. So inside that we will be doing continuity of prediction. So at the same time we can also do with the deduction. So this process with the help of image processing, mainly the deductions we have, what and all the deduction will be there, in the sense whenever we go for we have to detect an object, we have to detect on the person with his face by matching his face. So whenever we train this into a machine learning thing, it has been created as an intelligence. So according to the machine, it is an intelligence, and this intelligence is created by us. So since it is created by us, we can say it is an artificial, right? So that is the main reason for this image processing. So where and all this image processing can be applied: home security, attendance, then object detection. Where this object detection will be used, it can be used for a blind assistance for the person who has been visually impaired. If I give this as an assistance, it will be more useful for them. So they can detect each and object which is in front of them. Okay, so this machine learning does not end with that creating that images or training that images, and hence we will can apply another one layer to it, nothing but the deep learning. Okay, so for these things the basic thing is nothing but the image processing. So at this end of the session we will be seeing for a well running project that is trained with the machine learning. So before that, let us see what are the basic things to be needed, or what is an image processing and how it works. So what are some of the basic steps that to be followed? These basic steps is more than enough to enhance a good and well known project. Okay, so it is a technique which enables machine to mimic the human behavior. So if I see anything, I can say that the what is the object. For example, in front of my there is a laptop and mobile, and nearby some plug points are there, as well as the switches. So I know what and all that. So the same thing I will be giving as an input to it. So whenever I am going to give an input, so there is a mode of input. So if I type it as text, it doesn't know what is the switch, or what is a laptop. So I have to give it as a proof. So when I take the image of the particular product and give it to the system for training, and I should label it, this thing is nothing but the switch, and this thing is nothing but the laptop. So I have to train it with the multiple models and multiple number of images, and that comes under a training technique. So here we are mimic in the sense it's nothing but repeating. So this repeating will be done. So with the help of that repetition, it will get trained about this particular object. So therefore it knows what is a laptop, what is a switch, and what is a mobile phone. It is similar that during our childhood our parents will be teaching what and all these things. So the same thing only we are teaching to our system. So that is nothing but creating the intelligence, wherever the humans will be gaining their knowledge based on their experience. Similarly, the system also gets the experience by training with the help of the images. So whenever we apply these images, it is not directly possible to change into the some of the training kinds towards the system, because there will be some requirements for that, because whatever we take the images are according to our view, but the system has their own view. Okay, so these are nothing but some of the applications of AI. So this AI is applicable for most and all the applications wherever we see, but the most trending AI in this world is a voice assistant system which we'll be using in our phones, and currently it has been enabled with some of the vehicles, and in future we will be able to get all these things. So for some of the application, I can say that Google Map. So whenever that we are going for a Uber or Ola like that cabs, we will be booking through an app. So whenever we book at the first time, not only the first time, before we get a cab, it will show the surrounding. There are many vehicles which is supported by the Uber or Ola. So the same thing, after we book, we will be able to see only the car which we want to get in. So they will be showing where they are at the current time. So it will show us the distance, and it will show the approximate time to reach, estimated time to approach. And this thing is nothing but it is an AI, because by calculating the traffic according to the satellite images, they will be calculating some time period. Within this time they will be reaching. So this may be sometimes appropriate or sometimes it may be wrong. So that comes under AI. But the link between that image processing, in the sense, it comes with an social networking. How in the form, whenever you upload a photo, it is detecting your face. Exactly, it will be detecting. So how in the way? It is nothing but before itself you have uploaded your photo as in your name. For example, in Jishnu's account, I have uploaded my photo at as a profile pic. So by next time when I am with my friends, I will upload one photo, and when I keep the mouse pointer over that faces, I can get my name as well as my friend's name, because the rest of the friends are also there in Facebook. So it is easy to analyze the name. So that is the same thing. It is nothing but only because of the particular training. So it gets automatically trained with that server. So therefore whenever I upload my photo, it is easy to detect whether it's me or not. So that is completely based on the images. So this is nothing but a smart personal assistant. These assistants are working only with the help of the voice. So in this, the thing is nothing but the voice processing. So smart home devices, in the sense, when can we say it as a smart home? Whenever we apply a security to it. So nowadays there are many types of security, such as the passcodes or some RFID cards. So in this way we can apply it, and among the security, face security or biometric is one kind of applicable thing. So in biometrics, we can take our iris as well as the fingerprints, and face detection in the face recognition, in the sense it will recognize our face, and whenever it recognizes our face, it is only the particular trained face, means it will enable us to enter the house, else it will alert the respective owner. So let us get into the Python and OpenCV. So why we are using the only the Python, in the sense Python is a real-time software. So whenever we go for the real-time software, we can get it simulated really, or we can get to an end product to it. So it is able to design easily, as well as there are many open platforms in Python. Similarly, there is another one tool which can be used for image processing. That is nothing but MATLAB. So in MATLAB, it is nothing but a simulating tool. There will be some limitations inside the MATLAB whenever we go for image processing or like that. It cannot be executed as a entire real-time product. Whereas if we do the Python image processing, means it is easy to do with many hardwares and many Linux devices. Whereas MATLAB is not applicable with due to some limitations. And there is another one platform where you can try with image processing. It has been released. It has been come to fame recently, not released, and that is nothing but OpenVINO. Okay, those are produced by Intel Technologies. So they have currently started to research in AI systems. So for that purpose, they have released one platform such as OpenVINO. Okay. So why one should go with Python, and what can you do with Python? So for processing any kind of data, Python has a much vast area for processing data. So the first time we have seen with the help of only the processing the data and predicting the analysis. Then the next section with the same Python, we have access the cloud, and we have created and we have passed the messages through internet. And now again we are processing the same data, but the input data are nothing but the images. So how to process that images and how to get an outcome with the help of that images. So this and all will be a basic techniques that should be followed. So to complete the steps, or to know some basics, these are the common data types that are to be known, such as string, list, tuple, sets, dictionary, and array sets. If we know these 6 things, it will be more easier to develop an image processing oriented projects, as well as we can further implement it with deep learning, machine learning, as well as the AI. Because whatever the data we give towards a machine, or whatever we write it as a code, everything will be in this kind of format. So if you are interested to carry on with this career, please be thorough with these things. So the common libraries that are used for this machine learning oriented image processing are NumPy, Matplotlib, SciPy, Pandas. So where these things have been used, in the sense NumPy is nothing but to get an array of values. So here the array of values will be nothing but the image values. Matplotlib, in the sense we can plot it. We can do any of the 2D plots or live plotting graph. Based on this Matplotlib, we will be seeing in the end as an output. And SciPy is nothing but for image manipulation and processing task. So with the help of SciPy, we can convert many functions with the images. And Pandas, in the sense to use for data analysis tool. So this is nothing but a basic of NumPy. So this will be in the form of array. So arrays are nothing but the 2Ds. So whenever we give the image, our images is also in a 2-dimensional. So these will be taken in the form of an array. So when I get in detail to the code, I can explain you with the help of an example. So for installing NumPy, you have to use the command such as pip install NumPy. It has an n dimension of array with rows and columns, and that header file to be called in the Python program is nothing but import numpy as np. So matplotlib, it is used for I have said that it is particularly used for the graphical representations. So the use of matplotlib, it can represent in 2D as well as 3D. So in 2D is not only for the prediction analysis, we can also see the live percentage. Okay, so to install that matplotlib, we will be using the pip install matplotlib package, and the header file will be called in the form of from matplotlib import pyplot as plt. So this should be integrated with numpy, because these plotting arrays will be calculated with the help of numpy. So basically, whenever you install any of the packages, most of them will be having attached with numpy only. So these are some of the applications of the matplotlib, and these types of plots we will be using for different applications. For image processing oriented plots, we will be mostly using with histogram, because based on the histogram value only, how the image color classification has been varied, we can easily analyze with the help of histogram. Pandas is mostly used for manipulation, analysis and cleaning. So most of the tabular data, matrix data with the row and column labels, they can be collected easily with the help of pandas. To install pandas, we will be using pip install pandas command, and for a header file we will be calling it as import pandas as pd. So here I have said that tabular data and matrix data. So the image data that and all arrived in the form of arrays will be taken as a matrix data. So whenever if you read an image and if you give that print values of the particular image, means you will be getting in the form of matrix data by varying that colors. For example, if you are going to print in color oriented images, means you will be varying from 0 to 255. That is nothing but it has 256 bits for each colors, such as RGB, red, green and blue. And in Python it is taken in the form of BGR. So this will be the standard one, blue, green and red. So 0 to 255 we will be varying the color scale of each and every color, such as blue, green and red. And based on the scale variation, we can mix the color and we can obtain the other colors such as violet, yellow, orange, etc. So these and all comes under matrix data, and as well as the most of the image processing techniques, we will be converting all the color images into grayscale. So why in the sense? Because system can analyze only zeros and ones. So this zeros and ones will be detected as a black and white images or grayscale images. So possibilities of pandas. So the main possibilities of pandas are nothing but its operations and slicing of data. So joining of two or more data into a single data, then changing the index or column headers, then data munging in the sense processing or getting into a higher level of data. So let us know about the OpenCV. OpenCV is nothing but a computer vision. So when a computer start to visualize the thing, so it has its own accessibilities and data. So whenever we turn on our phone's camera, so whatever we know means we will be able to take only the photos, but now it has been upgraded into make video calls, and we can do many kind of video techniques within the phone itself. For example, slow motion or adding some uh, cartoon characters towards our photos. Some of the AI application inside the photo is nothing but we can change our image with the imaginary things. Whatever we select that option, it will be changing according to that. For example, we won't be wearing any coolers in our photos, but with the help of that AI we can add the coolers and it will be approximately fixing towards our eye itself, and wearing a hat. So these are all nothing but some of the imaginary characters, can also be set as augmented reality, as well as these are done only with the help of the image processing techniques. This image processing is connected to various terminologies. So how this terminologies, in the sense, whenever you go for an autonomous car, so it is completely designed with the help of machine learning, deep learning, or AI. So this process is nothing but the car should be able to visualize the thing which is in front of it. For example, the pedestrian crossing. According to that car, if any person walks in front of the car, it can be said as a pedestrian, and as well as it has to detect the road. I mean nothing but the lanes. So there will be maximum 2 lanes or 3 lanes in highways. So based on the rush, if it has to overtake, it has to check the multiple lanes. So with the, if the multiple lanes, in the sense in which lane it is empty, it has to move on that way. So those are nothing but it's completely based on the image processing as well as the training. This can be said as a advanced driver assistance system also. So how, in the sense, if a person in the keeping on driving, and if he feels any drowsiness, so based on the drowsiness, it has to provide some alert. So this alert system can be set inside the car itself. So if he feels drowsy, there will be some facial expression changes. It will be detecting only the particular eye. So by detecting that eye, it will completely uh, capture its eye aspect ratio. So based on the ratio, it will start to alert the person as well as slow down the vehicle. So these are all nothing but some of the applications that can be done with the help of OpenCV and Python. So this OpenCV is not only applicable with the help of Python. This can be accessed with in Java, C++, MATLAB in various OS supports such as Windows, Linux, Android, Mac OS. Okay, so why, in the sense, based on our utilization, there will be some difference in the packages. So while comparing these C++, Java, and MATLAB, using of OpenCV in Python will be more easier, as well as we can consume the time. So what is that difference between the computer vision and image processing? So image processing nothing but transforming one image into many things. So you might have seen that some of them will be changing the color or some of the factorial in the images. So that comes under the image processing. And whenever you go to computer vision, whatever we are viewing with our eyes, the same thing a machine can view with the help of a camera. Here camera act as a image sensor, or it can be said as an eye of a machine. So these can be constructed in two different ways, either in 2D as well as 3D. So if we go for 2D, means we can use our normal camera. 3D means we can go with depth camera such as Kinect sensor, or the live depth cameras which are used in Microsoft Surface. So these are all nothing but regarding the depth cameras. So the 2D cameras are nothing but the cameras which we use in our mobile phones as well as in photography cameras. And depth camera, in the sense, uh, it's nothing but analyzing a depth analysis. So whether the movement is there, or is it possible to construct a 3D thing. Uh, these 3D cameras are rarely implemented in the systems. For example, in Microsoft Surface, there are some versions which is enabled with Windows Hello. So those are nothing but highly security with face detection. In the 2D cameras, instead of 2D cameras, they have replaced with 3Ds and depth. So based on your movement only, you can recognize your face. So those are nothing but it's on the security based. So that is the main difference between computer vision and image processing. So this is nothing but a basic thing, how to read, write, and display an image. So whenever we go to this, we want to know what are these commands required for. So here the three commands which we require mainly is nothing but cv2.imread, cv2.imwrite, and cv2.imshow. So here imread in the sense to read that image, cv2.imwrite in the sense to write the particular image which has been read, or if you want to capture it in the sense we have to use that word imwrite. Then cv2.imshow in the sense to display. Okay, so whenever we do this image processing, whenever we want to read a particular image, make sure that the data path must be correct. So if you put the image as well as the code in the within the same folder, you no need to access a data path. Or if you want to copy if you want to access the particular image from a different drive or some different folders, please make sure that you should give the data path exactly, because many of them will be making mistakes and they will be saying I am not able to read the image. This will be that common reason. So make sure your data paths and the image location will be correct or wrong. So here we have used the two libraries such as import cv and numpy. Numpy is nothing but to get an array value, and cv2 is nothing but open cv's function. So if we install any of that versions, we will be using the cv2 as a header file, and the latest version is something but OpenCV 4.2.1. So I will show you just a small demo on it. So those who want that materials regarding this, we will be sharing you the link in this YouTube channel itself, as well as in our Facebook page. So here I am going to read the image as well as display the same image which I am going to read. So the image which I gave to read is nothing but this is the image, and here you can see in imread I have given only this image.jpg. So if I give this generally, it will be reading that image in that form only, and as well as if I give 0 towards it, then it will be collecting the image in the form of black and white. Okay, so at the next line I have given it as cv2.imshow, and this is nothing but the name of the title bar, and this is nothing but the variable where the image has been stored. So since this is a basic, I am not taking much time. So next is nothing but converting from one form of color to another color. So whatever you have seen is nothing but there it is nothing but another way of conversion, and here we are completely converting this image into a grayscale. So how, in the sense, we are using only one application over here, cv2.cvt color where C is the caps, and here I have given that conversion form as cv2 dot color underscore bgr to gray. So that is a main function to change from one form of color into another. So this will be that output which you will be obtaining. If you have any doubts, you can put it in the comment box, and our technical support will be following with you. So next, this is an important thing, that watermarking or writing a text inside an image. So for that purpose, first we have to read an image, and here I have applied that font Hershey Simplex, that is the font style which I have given to this. And the function for writing a text inside an image is nothing but cv2.putText. Within bracket I will be calling that image in which I have to write the particular thing. So the content that is written on the image is nothing but Raspberry Pi, which is given it as a string function, and the 10 indicates anything but the font size, and 500 is nothing but its location, so it is calling its font. And the color of the word which I have implemented inside the image is nothing but the blue. So how, in the sense, here you can see the three variants such as 255, 0, 1. So these are nothing but the color factors BGR: blue, green and red, and it will be wrote in the form of a straight line. So I have called another function as cv2.line underscore AA. Then after implementing the text towards that, I will display with the help of cv2.imshow. So this will be the expected output. So I can show you a demo on that. So the same thing I have kept over here. img equal to cv2.imread. I will be reading that particular image. So I will be applying this font style, and it has been declared with the help of name as font, and this font name is only called over here. Instead of calling this, you can apply this directly also, there won't be any issues. And this is nothing but the name of the title. So this is the similar way how the watermark works. So whenever we work with Photoshop or some of the softwares regarding photos or images, they will be having only that end application, such as if we click on that icon, we will be having that particular option to work it out. So these are all nothing but their backend process. Whenever we click on the particular button or icon, we will be able to function this particular we will be obtaining this output. That is the main thing. So next we shall go for how to resize an image. So image resizing is one of the most important, because based on cameras or video captures, there are many differences. Because whenever we apply a default video capture or image capture, the system takes according to its size. So we have to minimize it or make it to a default structure, because whenever if I am running a video capture code, and if it is covering the entire screen, I won't be able to access the other things for closing or some other purpose. So if I minimize the screen of the window, it will be more easier. For that purpose, we will be using at cv2.resize. And how this resize function works in the current application, in the sense, when you go for a video calling, at first if you are talking only one-to-one person, in the sense, the opposite person will be image will be enlarged and your image will be scandalized into a corner. And if another person also will be added, according to that your phone screen size, it will be automatically allocated. So it will be dividing into the three partitions. And if 5 to 6 members has been added, means again it will get scandalized. So these are nothing but the multiple resizing option. So here I can show you that output. This is nothing but double the normal size of the image, then one of the big image, and this is the original image size, and this is nothing but the smaller image size, the last one. Okay, so these are nothing but the different image sizes. And this application, so edge detection. So edge detection is nothing but it is one of the uh, oldest algorithm, and this algorithm is also used at present also, because in order to get a particular image or objects diagram or dimension, edge detection is the best thing. So that is the main reason what we will be using it for. For example, if you are taking a car and you want to analyze what its borders as well as how it has been drawn. So if we take that car's image and if we add it towards an edge detection algorithm, we will be exactly getting what is the model of the car. Okay, so here for edge detection we have to follow some procedures. That in the sense, first thing we have to give input image and we have to remove the red plane of the particular image. So red plane in the sense the color image contains three different parts such as blue, green and red. Since it is a 2D, it can be set as XY positions and it is known as the rows and columns, and the complete red plane, and based on that image will be stored into a particular variable, and after removing that particular red planes we will be applying only that black and white. Where so here I have given the output of an image. So here it is detecting only the particular edges of a flower. Okay, so based on this we will be we can if we apply a microcontroller, for example if we use that Raspberry Pi. So based on that Raspberry Pi, there are many processors as well as the miniature circuit, or if we take any other controller algorithm which can be implemented towards it. Okay, so some of the basic processing we have learned now. So now how we can apply towards it here. So now we are going to work with the help of digital art code. So what is digital art? A digital art in the sense we will be virtually writing some characters and that will be displayed on screen. So that is nothing but the virtual art. So here we have taken it in the form of it will be tracking my hand. Based on the movement of hand I can draw or write anything on the screen. So that is nothing but the digital art. Okay, so how and what and all I have used. Here I have used a DQ package, then NumPy, ArcParse and Immortal CV2, then system. So here NumPy and CV2 will play a major role of collecting the movements as well as images, as well as this line and the drawing things and all done with the help of CV2 access. And with the help of CV2 it is possible to detect the complete XY positions. So where my hand is getting moved, is it towards the west or the north direction or the south? So that can also be seen top left corner. So here once the image start to run, it will be waiting to detect the color. So here I have given to detect the color in the sense yellow. So based on an yellow object it will be tracking its movement. So wherever it gets tracked, it will draw the particular line, and this line can be taken as a character or any of the drawings inside that. And what is the color it will be displayed? It is nothing but there will be a blue color. So here for detecting the particular color I have applied HSV. So this HSV, this will be the color parameters. So this is nothing but it is representing the yellow color, and based on this yellow color only it will be tracking the complete movement within the screen. And why I have applied immutals here means immutals is another one function which is used for reducing the size of a screen. So with the help of immutals I have assigned my frame width as 600. Okay, so here I have applied for a buffer function This buffer function is done with the help of frame counter. So based on the frame counter, we can apply it. So why in the sense, because it cannot quickly detect. Based on the quick detection, there will be some quick responses. So I have to delay that quick responses, such as if I draw something, it should be with that particular delay only we will be getting that exact output. Okay, so for that purpose I have applied a frame counter with buffer option, and this cam equal to cv2 dot video capture is nothing but to run the complete video. And initial I have provided the radius is nothing but the 0. So whatever I am giving it as an input, it is taken in the form of radius only. So that radius will at starting will be in the form of 0. It will be calculated as 0. So first we will be enabling our, then it will be reducing in the size into the 600. After that I will be applying that HSV. So with the help of HSV it will be detecting the color. So after detecting this color, it has to apply the mask function. So based on that mask function, it will start to draw the lines based on my gesture. So here for applying the gesture, I have used contour function. So contour in the sense, it will be detecting only that particular area wherever my hand is getting moved. So that is the main thing. So for applying that contour, I have this is the line where I have applied the contour. So if the contour length is greater than 0, it starts to display the line size. So I have said you that my hand direction can be tracked. So for that purpose, if it increases the x-axis greater than 20, it is known as the east, or else it is meant as the west function. If the y-axis is greater than 20, it is known as the north, or else it is directed as a south. So similarly we will be getting all the directions, and the direction can be easily displayed and can be viewed by us. So the line which should be drawn, that is a function created over here. So here the 255 is nothing but the blue color, and thickness is nothing but the thickness of the line, and currently the thickness of the line will be 2.5. And to display that particular direction, I have given the function nothing but cv2.putText, which we have seen in the basics of image processing. And finally I am displaying the screen with the help of cv2.imshow, and the name of the frame will be nothing but frame, and I'm calling that initial frame with all these inputs. So to run this I have to turn off other all so here now you can see now it is nothing but the normal frame, and at the bottom left corner you can see that the entire thing nothing but the x-axis and the y-axis. And now I am waving my hands and it is not able to detect any of the yellow color, so that it is not able to track. So when I keep any of the yellow objects, it may be a band, and here now I am using a yellow insulation tape. So at a particular distance, if it gets detected, sorry, it has gone out of boundary. So once it starts to detect, it will start moving from one place to another place. and this is nothing but the digital art. And you can see the way which I am moving is nothing but it is displayed over the top left corner. It is north east or north west, then north south. So this is nothing but its movement. So here I am using that yellow insulation. So I think now it is able to display it. So you can see wherever it is moving. So this can be said as a digital art. So we can apply with various colors as well as this digital art, where is the application in the sense you might have seen some of the education in education field nowadays they are using some smart systems. So in order to write from a particular distance they will be using this gesture based writing. So based on the waving of the hands it will take it as a character, or at some of the places we might have seen moving from one folder to another folder they will be using some gestures. So these are all nothing but the gesture oriented applications, and with the help of the gesture we have applied this color technique also, so that it will be detecting that color and we can write anything. So this object mostly in that application it will be known as a stylus pen. So with the help of the stylus pen we can write anything within that particular screen. Okay, so if you have any doubt regarding, you can post it in the comment box. Our team will be helping you to solve it out. I think there was some technical issue due to the network. It did not cast as quick as possible, so that I can run and show you again. So here it is not detecting any of the colors, and just I am bringing this yellow color. So I am just scribbling as a virtual. I can see the output on the screen. So the feedback forms the link of for the feedback has been displayed on the comment box, and please give your feedbacks. It is mandatory for your certificate purpose, because we will be collecting all the details from that. Please check for the link in the comment box. So okay, let us go to some other interesting oriented things. So with this image processing, machine learning and deep learning technique, there is one other application we will be able to do. Nothing but detecting our emotion, our expression. detecting the face, emotion or expression. So how in the sense we'll be training some models. Within this models you can see some of the trained things which has been pre-modeled, and we will be using that convolution neural network in this. So convolution neural network in the sense it is the most common algorithm used for many of the image processing techniques due to its accuracy. Okay, so convolution layers there will be around 3 to 4 layers. So whenever we give, and those 3 layers can be said as hidden layers also. So it will be continuously passing through it. After passing into the particular neural network, your image will be skinnerized and it will be easy to recognize. So that is the main function of the convolution neural network. This neural network algorithm uh, just comes under the deep learning function, where deep learning is nothing but it is a part of a machine learning. It is a base substance for depth analysis to analyze uh, anything. Let it be, for example, with the help of this, you can even predict your diseases with the help of the MRI images or scan images. So those and all comes under that deep learning process only. For example, if you want to know whether that your face is uh, just a movement regarding that face, so based on that we have to train our face with the multiple images. So it may be a beard one, non-beard, without hair, short hair, long hair. So in multiple order we have to train our faces with the help of deep learning. So if it train at most a person or not, so that is nothing but one kind of application. So here now what we are going to do in the sense face emotion, expressing an emotion. I pretend always to be happy, so at most whenever turn it on I'll be getting happy at most of the time, and I am not an good at acting. So better you guys can try it. So based on that, let us see a demo. And here I have used a Keras model, immortals for skinlizing that frame, and NumPy for getting that arrays. Just a minute. So this is nothing but the complete thing is nothing but the Keras pre-processing technique we have applied it, and with the help of immortals function we will be skinlizing the frame size. And I have said you about the matplotlib. So to measure the percentage of my emotion, so for how much percentage I am happy, how much percentage I am sad, for this purpose we have applied matplotlib, and this is nothing but a live plotting. So you can see how that screen gets that percentage gets varies inside the screen. Okay, so here these are nothing but the supporting of that models which we have trained it already. And here I will be getting that two files, such as one for detecting my face and another for detecting my expression within the face. Okay, so what are the emotions that we will be seeing in the sense angry, disgust, scared, happy, sad, surprised and neutral. So these and all will the thing. So I am enabling video capture. So this video capture will be compared with a different histogrammic value based on the frequency. So you can see that how that live histogram will be running. So this application is working only with the help of matplotlib. So I am plotting my color variant. So based on this color variant, I can analyze that difference between each and every functions. So this condition is nothing but to move the histogram based on the value of my expression. So if that complete thing, if my happy is the highest percentage, means the happy starts to increase. If sad is the highest percentage, means sad starts to increase. So this is nothing but a basic application. So my expression is completely recognized with the help of ROI detection. So first it detects whether it's a face or not. Face will be with the help of the face will be detected with the help of some common factors such as eyes, nose and mouth, and based on that it will start to apply the ROI of my face expression. So based on that particular expression you will be able to get a complete thing. Based on this ROI value, it is nothing but it can be set as a sad, then it can be set as a happy. So based on that you will be completely varying that complete data. So rest of the things are same which we have seen, nothing but we are applying the text and we are applying that font. For that, to detect the face, we are applying that rectangle function, and finally I am displaying my face with the help of ImShow. So once again I am reminding you guys that just follow the feedback form and make sure that you have to complete it within 3 p.m. so that it will be easy for us to send a complete e-certificate for the respective person. So please follow. And since this is a Keras model, it cannot be directly run through a Python ideally. For that I have emotion environment which I have been predefined inside an Anaconda navigator. So I am selecting the environment. So the environment has been selected. So I am collecting that address of that particular data path. So it takes some time to load it. It is nothing but first it will be enabling with the TensorFlow. So based on the TensorFlow it starts to calculate what and all the background support of the processor. Based on the processing support only, the TensorFlow, Keras and these things and all will be worked. Oh. So make sure that whenever you use this camera, your camera access should not be left to any other application. If your camera is with another application, this code won't be able to present it. So once again I will run it. So it is setting for the CPU supports and instructions. So once if the TensorFlow binary has compiled, it starts to recognize my face. So this is nothing but the matplotlib structure for varying my percentage, and this is nothing but the live histogrammic scale. So this is nothing but my grayscale image, and this is histogrammic. So are you able to hear me? Is there any audio issue? So this is my actual face. So based on this, now I have to compare what is my current emotion. So I already said that I pretend to be happy, so that's why it will be continuously displaying that happy thing. So whenever I turn my some of the changes, it switches, it start to fluctuate whether to happy, angry or sad. Some most of the times it will be in neutral. So now the angry percentage is little bit jazz, as well as the bad. So that's all. And kindly don't forget to fill the feedback forms. So these are all nothing but our future events which will be going to conduct from May 11th, 13th, and those who are interested to join online summer internship, they can click on this particular link. These links are all will be shared in the comment box. So those are interested, they can join. So our different domains are nothing but image processing with MATLAB, Python, machine learning, deep learning, IoT. So these are some of our training courses. So for a detailed approach, if you want to conduct an webinar or any of the technical oriented classes for your college, you can contact